Let me show you how to make this delicious coconut pie. Let me show you how to make a coconut pie. I'm gonna stir as I talk because it's starting to heat up. But you take 2.5 cups of milk, 3/4 cups of sugar, the yolks of 3 eggs. Now you're gonna separate those, and the egg whites, we're gonna make a meringue. And it has a pinch of salt. And then once I get it to where it's kind of a custard, we're gonna add 1/2 cup of coconut. Now I pack mine, this is really moist and stuff, so I pack mine to make sure I got a lot in there. And then we'll add 1 tablespoon of butter and let's see, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Let me make sure, 2.5 cups of milk, 1/3 cup of flour, that's what's gonna thicken it. And you do have to stir, because that with that flour and that milk, it will stick and you will have some brown things coming up from where it has kind of turned it brown on the bottom. And so we're just gonna, this one I've got, it says on medium heat. And so whatever, this one's turned up a little bit hotter than a medium since my little stovetop eye is not as large as the stainless steel skillet is. And so this will begin to thicken, and once it begins to thicken, it goes pretty quickly as far as getting thick. So it's starting to smoke a little bit. You can see the steam coming up from it, so it's getting hot. And then I've already made the meringue. It's the 3 egg whites that I beat to a stiff peak, 3/4 cups of sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And then I'm gonna put that on top. I'll sprinkle a little coconut on top of that. And I've already got my oven preheating to 350 to put in there. And it takes about 10 to 12 minutes maybe. I just rotate it every so often when it browns, you know, like on one side, then I'll start moving it around to make sure that it browns on all sides. My oven tends to brown toward the back quicker than it does around on the front. And so you just want to make sure that you've got an even browning on your meringue. And so this is starting to thicken. Okay, I've got it cooked to the consistency that I want. And of course, once we put the coconut in there, it'll even thicken up more. But when I took a spoon, and within just seconds, it had hardened on that spoon. So we know that it's cooked enough, okay? And so to this, I'm putting a tablespoon of butter. I'm gonna cut it up. Oh, well, I was gonna cut it up. It's done right down in there. So we're just gonna keep stirring it until that butter melts. And once we get this butter melted, then we're gonna add our coconut and our vanilla. We actually will add the vanilla before we put the coconut in there. Okay. Did that get all the, that got all the butter. Okay, so I'm gonna just put 1/2 teaspoon, all right, of vanilla. We're gonna stir that good, and it's trying to stick. So like I said, you really have got to be stirring it constantly. And I've already cut my eye off, and then I'm gonna add in my 1/2 cup of packed coconut, okay? We're gonna see, I might put a little bit more coconut. You just judge that for yourself. I think I'm gonna put just a little bit more because I like a lot of coconut. Let's see how much that is. I don't know, that's probably another couple of tablespoons, and that should be plenty, okay? Now, okay. All right, now, I've told y'all before I like to put my pie crust on a small cookie sheet. That way you get it in and out of the oven so much easier than if you're trying to do just to get it out by itself, because sometimes I've had them bend and you know it just doesn't want to do right. Okay, so that's how thick that is. See how it's just clinging? Well, I don't know that you can see it there. See how it's just kind of clinging to my spatula? See how it's pouring out? If you can see, I can't move that over because I got to get this out of here. I'll show you once I get it. Okay. Well, I put something, oh, there's where I stuck it, okay. All right, and I accidentally got a little bit on there. Now this is what it looks like, and it's gonna be a little bit jiggly, okay, but when it sits in the refrigerator, it'll harden up. All right, and so now here is my meringue. that I've made that we're gonna go on, and always seal. You know, I've told y'all in other videos I have a hard time sometimes with weeping of the egg whites, and I've tried cream of tartar. There's just a lot of people that's giving me a lot of suggestions, and they never, I don't know what the weeping is. And it's funny because I told y'all about that, and then when I was telling Randy, he said, well, I like all that syrup. And so anyway, we are always seal though your meringue to the edges, and that does help it. And if you wanted your meringue to be a lot, you know, more and a lot taller, you could do some additional egg whites if you wanted to. I've done that to be able to have a really tall and pretty, but it's not gonna matter about this. We're gonna do just what I had. I didn't wanna pull out any more eggs, and so anyway, it's gonna be pretty. And I actually pulled a little bit of that up, but I'm gonna seal those edges. Come around, let's see. And the coconut is gonna make it look so much prettier. You know, you can just kind of pat it around and get you a little bit of a design if you want to, get the little peaks to stand up. So anyway, then this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna sprinkle the coconut, some coconut on top, and it's gonna brown really nicely, and it's gonna make the pie looks so pretty with that coconut being on top. So let's put just a little bit more of that all the way around. Okay, all right, well, I'm gonna go in the oven with it, and we'll come back to let you see the finished product. All right, look at this. Isn't that beautiful? It's gonna be so good. It's going in the refrigerator. It took about 10 minutes to brown it all the way around. I know I've got some few little spots there that were kind of dipped in, but I didn't want to risk doing the broiler on it, maybe burning my stuff, because that won't matter. But isn't it pretty? So I just hope y'all try this. It's a really easy recipe to make the this coconut pie. I hope that you'll keep faith in your heart, peace in your home, and good food on your table. I love you, and God bless.